What's going on, you guys? It's me, Anarchy Ninja. So I was thinking earlier, what were my favorite maps on Battlefield 3 and why did I like them? You know, and I started thinking of them, and of course, as a lot of you probably agree, Metro was one of my favorite maps, and it was just a good map in general. But the only problem I had with it was the spawn killing and too many choke points. But Metro was just such a awesome map to play, and why was it so addicting though? That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what do I want Battlefield 4 to have? Do I hope it has a map like Metro? That's kind of the question I was asking myself. And I do hope they have it like Metro, because Battlefield's a vehicle game. I know it has a lot of vehicles, yada yada yada. But I'm more into the, gun-on-gun fights, that sort of stuff, And I hope Battlefield 4 offers that with maps. It can't be like Metro, especially if you're going to have 64 players. 64 players on Metro is a no-no. That is just never cool. But they need more maps than, don't just offer vehicle warfare, because they do a great job at that. Do not get me wrong. But they also need to add the, gun-based, maps. Like Metro was one, and I know they tried it for the Close Quarters DLC. I didn't mind the Close Quarters, but I played it a lot, but I just didn't, it didn't have the right feel to it. It almost felt too running around, too, no team work really. I mean, it was too, they tried copying Call of Duty and they didn't copy the stuff they should have copied, basically, is the way I felt about it. Like, I like Ziba Tower, love the way the map felt. They didn't offer enough objective-based stuff, because it just felt you would run in a circle. You know what I mean? And I loved those because there was no vehicles. I didn't have to worry about them. I could just go, enjoy my gunfights, practice on my gun skill, and that sort of stuff. And I hope Battlefield 4 offers those kind of maps. But they gotta learn from Battlefield 3, and they need to make basically more Metros, but without the choke points, without the spawn killing, because you'll see later in this video, the spawn killing is exactly why. Joined in, team was already taking B, and we throw them back to the spawn pretty quick. Didn't even show much of it because I didn't want to bore you guys, but it's just, they need to cut down on the spawn killing, and I don't care about spawn killing. I'm not the kind of guy who starts whining when I get spawn killed. I actually like it because it's a challenge to push out, and when you're spawn killing the other team, switch to the other team to spawn kill the team you were just on. That's just the way I was when I played it. And to the people who whine about spawn killing, well, that's too bad. I want them to fix it, but it's not because I don't like it. It's just because I get bored. That's why I want them to fix it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't think Close Quarters was the way to do it, because they got rid of spawn killing, of course. But it just, I don't know, it just didn't have the right feel. It didn't feel like there was enough strategy. It just felt run and gun, and I don't mind run and gun, but it's just, you can't play competitively on that. It's just running around in circles. The squad will just be with each other, which in a way is a good thing, loyalty to your squad, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But it just turns into just running around, and that's how it was like on Dornia Fortress, Ziba Tower, 925, and whatever the other map's name was. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. But that's just how all of them felt. It was just, I don't know, there was no strategy. It was just so boring, and Scrap Metal's the name. I remembered it. I remembered it. But it's just, they got really boring. And Scrap Metal, I kind of liked the way Scrap Metal was, because it wasn't all on one level playing surface. They had a lot of different, levels, stories, up and down, which was good. I like that. It brought a different change to it, I don't know how many different levels there were on there, but at least 3 or 4, all the way up to the top, all the way in the bottom. I like that map. But again, it just felt too much like you were running around. And I hope Battlefield 4, they'll figure out a way, and right here I just fail, I know, go ahead, make fun of me. But I hope Battlefield 4 will really, like I said, learn from their mistakes, because they're going to make great vehicle maps, that's for sure. Just by watching the multiplayer reveal at E3, it proved it. That looked amazing for vehicle warfare and 64 players. That looked awesome, not going to lie. But I do want more gun-based skill. Yeah, there could be vehicles, but just like a Grand Bazaar, that was a really good map. I didn't really like how all the action was centered around B. It didn't feel like those side streets were used for enough. Maybe on Rush, that's a different story, because they put the same map and used different game modes. So I could see why on Conquest they weren't really used, the side streets, just for flanking. I felt like they should have made a reason to go over there more, because especially when you're just playing with public people or just regular people playing, those side streets don't get used. I mean, unless they're going to be camping over there sniping, it's not really used for flanking. I hardly ever saw it. The only reason I'd see it was because I was in scrims and we all knew about flanks and what to do, and we would have to watch those flanks. But like I kind of feel for Battlefield 4, I wouldn't mind a Grand Bazaar or a Sign Crossing type map. And I like Sign Crossing, but the spawn killing got really boring really fast, especially if you're playing with 3 or 4 of your friends like me from Team Anarchy, and we would go in there just randomly play. Like, we weren't scrimming, we were just gonna play whatever we got paired up against. We would throw them back into the spawn within like the first minute, and that just got boring, especially when they put the max tickets and all that sort of stuff. That got boring fast. I mean, just spawn killing for 1,500 tickets or however many it was, oh my gosh, such a bad idea. I really hope they don't do that in Battlefield 4. I don't mind people owning servers, but they need a way to control it. Like, if you're in the spawn for so long, the game just automatically ends, like a mercy rule, basically. That's what they really need to do, because it would just get boring too fast. And Metro was spawn killing, and it needs to be a mix between Metro and Bazaar Crossing and Danya Fortress, Zeba Tower, and the other maps. They need to mix those, because they need to take the no spawn killing, at least in my opinion. They need to get rid of the spawn killing, because that just will bore the game, especially for the really good players. But they need to make them a little bigger, and especially if there's going to be 64 players, they need a really big map for just guns, you know what I mean? But not too big. And for the vehicle maps, I'm not going to forget about them. My favorite was Caspian Border. I just love that, because you could get like gun action on sea. There was enough vehicles and jets. It had everything. It was just a well-made map, in my opinion, unlike Firestorm. I didn't like Firestorm. That felt way too much of a PC map. I know a lot of these maps were designed for PC, but that one just really felt like it. When it's just a 12v12, that map sucked. And I didn't mind Karg Island, but again, the spawn killing on that one, and well, every map you can spawn kill, obviously, but this really got old. So I wonder what they're going to do for Battlefield 4 with them. Hopefully they'll learn from their mistakes, because this game has a lot of potential, and hopefully they will actually execute the plan they had and do it good, because it could be made good. Now they just got to do it, basically. And anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you're new to the videos, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day.